What about all the stories that we saw coming out of America? I mean, it seems that anything you do, anything you do at all makes headlines. The stories about the alleged arson or something in a hotel. What was all that about? Because we got such a confusion. We got such a confused version of that.
Well, that was the world famous arson with no fire case. That was promoted all over the world. You saw all this talk of arson, but there was fire.
What was it? High spirits on your part? Was it just you just having?
It was just goofing around, and it was just a lot of people really not being able to deal with the pressures of hordes of fans and hordes of press, and you know, people who just weren't used to that hysteria, panicking in a time that really didn't deserve too much panic. You know what I mean? And people reacting to a situation of goofing off, which is exactly what it was, and making it something much more serious than it was. It was like, I turned on the news the next morning, you know, after the alleged fire, and it says, Donnie Wahlberg faces 20 years in jail.
Yes, you read that. I mean,
and I was like, 20 years in jail for what? And it says, first-degree arson. I said, oh, arson. And they said, I tried to burn a hotel down, which was full of my family members, band members, road crew. Our whole entourage was in the hotel. And they're saying I tried to burn it down to endanger the occupants, which 90% of the occupants were with me. You know what I mean?
Well, Donnie, how do you cope with it? I mean, how do you cope with the fact that anything that you do, doesn't matter what you do, is going to make headlines? I mean, did you believe that when you were struggling away, that when you became successful, this is what it was going to be like?
I never thought we'd get to the point we're at, so I never imagined what the press would be like and stuff like that. But basically, I mean, something like that was hard for him to deal with, because there's basically people with just taking cheap shots at him. But when it's a group thing, and it really doesn't bother me when they write stuff, bad stories. I just let it, you know.
Do you ever read it, or do you not?
The incident, Donnie, in the hotel in Louisville harmed the group in any way?
If it turns somebody in a different direction from us, then maybe it did, you know what I mean? It's not stopping us, you know. I think the whole incident was like a ridiculous joke anyway, you know what I mean? But I think the whole incident actually told me a lot about the world, you know what I mean? When I saw myself on the headlines of newspapers, like all around the world, over something that eventually was dropped, you know, so eventually was proven that the whole thing was a myth and blown out of proportion, it makes me wonder what everybody's priorities are, you know, when a pop singer is on the front page of newspapers all around the world for allegedly starting a fire. You know, when you got people dying, you got people fighting for human rights all around the world, and the main topic everybody wants to read about is me setting a fire or not setting a fire. That's ridiculous, you know what I mean? So if it hurt the group, hey, you know, we're still together and we're still going for ours, you know.
Are you going to stay together?
Yeah, we're going to stay together, you know. I mean, we're going to try and explore, you know, things as individuals, because, I mean, it's not like we're going to be, you know, walking into the sunset forever, you know, all five of us. I mean, we're all growing up and becoming our own people. But, you know, we're gonna try different things, and we're still going to stay together, too, you know.